Good morning, everyone. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening, canning, recipes, a little bit of everything. It's been a while, hasn't it? We didn't really have much to report, unfortunately. We went into about a 2-month drought, no rain, and it was so hot and so dry, and it was just miserable outside. And I really don't want to come home from work and start working outside and trying to get something going that I know isn't going to go because we're not getting any rain. But this week we did get down to around 32 degrees on Thursday morning, and yesterday it was 21 degrees, guys. November 1st, we got a very hard freeze. So holiday season is rolling around, flu and cold season is rolling around. So what are we going to do? Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade bone broth. This is going to be chicken bone broth. We did a beef broth recipe last year or maybe a year before. Go back and check that out. We enjoy that stuff. We canned it up, and now we're going to show you how to make the chicken bone broth, which is very good for flu and cold season. Just good all the way around for your health. So let's get started. Chicken bone broth is so easy to make, guys. It is so good for you as well. I don't know if you've gone shopping in the grocery store to look for it, but it's very expensive, especially if you get organic bone broth. And some of the added benefits of drinking bone broth is it boosts your immunity, and right now during flu and cold season, it's an excellent drink to drink every day. It also helps with inflammation. It is also good for your stomach. There are so many great things about chicken bone broth. My daughter has frequent migraines, and this seems to help her as well. So it's just a broad spectrum of how many good ways that bone broth will help you. So we're going to show you how to make it. Again, we're using all organic ingredients. It's just best to do it that way. So we have an organic whole chicken. And the reason why we're using a whole chicken right now is because I make chicken and dumplings for my mom once a week. She loves them. It helps her. Makes me feel comfortable with what she's eating at home. And so right now I'm going to put my whole chicken in my boiling pot of water. And I'm going to boil this up. And this is what I'm going to use to make her chicken and dumplings. And when we're all done with deboning the chicken, then we're going to take the carcass and we're going to put it in a crock pot, or you can do it on the stovetop. And we're going to show you how to make a delicious bone broth for you and your family that you do not need to pressure can. We're going to freeze it, and we do freeze it in jars, and we'll show you how to do that. So let's get started. So while my chicken is cooking from my mom's chicken and dumplings, I have gone ahead and cut up 2 organic stalks of celery and 3 organic carrots, about medium size. And I have 2 organic cloves of garlic. I also have filtered water. I may have to add to this because you want enough water to cover the carcass of the chicken once you put it in your pot or your crock pot. And then I have my organic apple cider vinegar. I'm going to only use about a tablespoon of this, and this helps extract all the goodness from the bones. And so you don't use a whole lot of this. So we're going to let this cook. I'm going to make my mom's chicken and dumplings. We're going to debone the chicken, and then we're going to pop it in the crock pot with all of our goodies here with a little bit of salt and pepper. So since we're talking about boosting your immune system with our organic chicken bone broth, I wanted to tell you another one of my concoctions that I use real quick to start taking about 2 or 3 weeks before flu and cold season starts. So I use potassium, selenium, zinc, colloidal silver, turmeric or curcumin, and black elderberry syrup. These are things that I use every day to keep my immune system strong. I do get chronic sinus infections, and right now is the worst time of year for me. Mountain cedar is in full bloom, which is my mortal enemy. So if you want to look at other ways to boost your immune system, this is perfect, and this stuff seems to keep me going. And all I do is I take about 2 droppers of each of these and put them in a small glass of water, and I just chug it down real quick. Delicious chicken and dumplings are done, guys, and here is my carcass. I'm leaving some of the skin and the meat on it, and we're going to start our bone broth now. Okay, we're going to put it in our crock pot, and we're going to cook it for about 24 to 36 hours. It is about 2 o'clock here on Saturday afternoon, so we will probably take it out around 7 or 8 tomorrow night. So you want to just go ahead and put your bones in there, a little bit of meat. I'm going to put my celery and my carrots in there. You can add an onion, you can add ginger, you can add turmeric, you can add whatever you want. Actually, turmeric would probably be really good if you have a lot of joint pain or arthritis. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more filtered water to this. Okay, we put about 16 cups of water in there. We want to get as much goodness as we can, and now we're going to put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Again, you're not going to taste this. It's just going to help break things down in the bones. We're going to add some pepper. And we're going to add some pink Himalayan salt. And we are going to put the cover on it, and we're going to set this on low. And again, we're going to let this cook about 24 to 36 hours. I will check it tomorrow about this time and see what it looks like. And after this is done, we will strain this and scrape the fat off, and we'll put it in some mason jars and put it in the freezer. So it is ready for us to go whenever we need it. So let's check back with you tomorrow, and I'll show you what it looks like. Good morning, everyone. Let's check on our bone broth. It has been on for about 16 or 17 hours. We're going to let it cook until around 2 or 3 this afternoon. That'll be a 24-hour turnaround. It is smelling so good, guys. I'm really excited to dig into this, but you can see it is looking like a very, very rich chicken broth. So what we'll do after this finishes cooking is we will strain this out, and we will put it in our sterilized, clean mason jars, and we will put this in the freezer. It keeps us from having to pressure can it, and plus we'll go through it pretty quick. So stay tuned. We are about to wrap this up, guys. It's been about 24 hours. We're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this off, and we are going to let this simmer and cool off, and I'm going to get ready to put it into my sterilized and my clean jars. You can see it is looking like an excellent chicken broth. We're going to strain this out, and we're just going to get the broth out of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bones and the carrots and the celery, and I'm going to grind them up in my food processor. We have some elder doggies that need the glucosamine that these bones will provide for them, and we have a German Shepherd pup that's about 8 months old. She's a very large dog, and if you know anything about German Shepherds, they get hip dysplasia. So we try to take these bones and make a bone meal that we can put and add to their kibble food. It will make a delicious treat for them, and it will also be beneficial for their health. So let's let this cool off a little bit, and when it's cool, I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in my jars, and I'll show you how to do that, and we're going to put it in the freezer. It's cooled off enough, guys, for us to start getting ready to can it. So I want to make a point here that, look, just from the meat, from the bones and the vegetables, I could throw some egg noodles in there, and I could make a super duper chicken noodle soup, and it would be absolutely delicious. We wouldn't even have to use the bulk of the chicken. But anyway, we're going to get ready here to go ahead and can our bone broth. I have my fixings here, and I'm going to start straining it. I'm going to put it here in a pitcher because this will be easier for me to get it into my jars. So let's start pouring it in and straining this. You can see all that goodness. Look at that. Okay, guys, so this is what I'm straining out, and I'm going to put this in my blender here in a sec, and I'm going to blend it up and make a bone meal with vegetables for my little doggies, and they will eat this up, but we're going to let this drain. Ooh-wee, that is such good stuff there. I cannot emphasize to you what good nutrients this is. Again, this is good for your immune system. It's good for the leaky gut syndrome. It's good for your arthritis. It's good for colds and flu. This is full of collagen. This is almost a meal in itself. And if you take this and you drink it once a day, it's going to help you in so many ways. So let's get this drained, and I'll show you what we're going to do with our jars. We're going to start filling our jars now. Got my funnels ready. This pitcher makes it super easy. Oops. Okay, so I have the rest of my stuff here in my blender. I have the bones, I have the carrots, the celery, and the garlic, and what chicken meat we have. This is going to help our doggies. We're going to put about a tablespoon each in their food and their kibble bits. And this is going to help them with their arthritis because we have 2 elder dogs. One is blind and one does have some hip problems. And then we have 2 young dogs that we want to be sure and get some glucosamine in their system. So we're going to blend this up and we're going to make our own bone meal. So we have a great puree here. This is going to be wonderful for the dogs. In closing for this weekend, guys, I want to show you we have our bone broth here. I'm going to take this to work with me tomorrow. And then we have the puree with the bones grated up along with the carrots and the celery and a little bit of garlic. You can't give dogs too much garlic. So we have a little bit of garlic here. And this is going to be an excellent supplement to their kibble. Anyway, thank you for watching. We ask that you hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. And we ask that you also hit the like button. Take care. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. And we will see you guys next weekend.